Every year on 16th of September, Mexicans at home and across the world gather to celebrate their country's independence from colonial rule more than 2 centuries ago. The date marks the beginning of the country's emergence from Spanish rule in the early 19th century, when a Catholic priest in the Mexican town of Dolores made a call for Mexico to become free. While Mexico did not become independent until 11 years later, in 1821, the passionate speech given by a figure known as Father Hidalgo is widely remembered as the beginning of the end of Spanish rule. Here's everything you need to know about Mexican Independence Day and how it is celebrated. When did Mexico gain independence? Mexico became an independent country on September 27, 1821, 11 years after Father Hidalgo made a rallying cry from the town of Dolores, in what is now the central Mexican state of Guanajuato, north of Mexico City. The Catholic priest made his pro-independence speech just after midnight on September 16, 1810, when, according to toUSA today, he rung the bells of the local church. The moment has since become known as the Grito de Dolores, in English, Cry of Dolores, marking the start of the 11-year Mexican War of Independence against Spain. Father Hidalgo inspired many to follow his campaign by invoking Mexico's patron saint, the Virgin of Guadalupe, on a banner in the same way she appeared to Juan Diego, an indigenous Mexican who later became a Catholic saint, according to National Geographic. While the priest and another, José María Morelos, were beheaded by Spanish rulers following their calls for independence, Mexico finally achieved independence in 1821 when an army led by soldier Agustín de Iturbide seized control of Mexico City. 16th of September was then made Mexico's Day of Independence. How is Independence Day celebrated in Mexico? The day is marked by a series of large events such as parades, concerts and music events in the capital, Mexico City, and in cities and towns across the country. A view of Mexico's national flag during Independence Day celebrations. Getty Images. These festivities begin the day before the holiday, on 15th of September, when the President of Mexico stands on the balcony of their official residence, the National Palace, and rings the same bell used by Father Hidalgo. According to the British Mexican Society, the president then recites a speech based on Grito de Dolores and shouts 3 times, Viva México. The names of heroes of the Mexican War of Independence are also mentioned in the speech. A military parade is also held in Mexico City. Is it the same as Cinco de Mayo?